Computers. They're everywhere. There's no escaping them, no matter who you are. Look at me, Elaine Joyce, actress, singer, dancer, and entertainer. I've worked all my life to hold this spot right here, center stage. And just when everything's starting to click, am I about to be replaced along with every other musician and artist by these machines, these computers?
Elaine, you must remember, computers are people too.
Computers Are People Too is brought to you in part by Atari, a family of home computers and video games that challenge you to discover how far you can go.
We're an extension of a person's intelligence. We teach when used by teachers. We're artistic when used by artists. If you're an entertainer, so are we. Not so. We are on the verge of a beautiful partnership. When artists like you learn to use us, I amaze even myself. We can elevate dancers and athletes to new heights. We are the artist whose work can outshine paint and canvas.
But you're not everything I need. You're rooted to your wall socket, big boy. I love to dance.
The angle of your preparation is off by 90 degrees, Elaine. Start your pirouette here, and the effect will be more spectacular. Even computers can appreciate the beauty of human movement. While some of us make music from things non-musical, others see what is usually unseeable. Gideon ARIEL uses us to study the movements of athletes because we see things his eyes can't. Based on his research, he has developed theories about human movement.
The human movement can be divided into a wide spectrum of activities. On one side, you can take the explosive events, such as sprinting, throwing a shot, throwing a javelin. You have to produce something really quick, fast, and efficient. On the other end of the spectrum, you have the aesthetic events, like the dance. You don't try to jump the highest or jump the farthest, but you want to try to create an illusion of a very aesthetic movement. This is the two borders of the spectrum of movement. In the middle, you have other movements, such as swimming. Swimming is an endurance type of activity, but it's a continuous activity. It's not explosive, but it's not necessarily an aesthetic. On the other end, you have, for example, team games, like a basketball. In a basketball, you need the explosiveness, jumping and rebounding, or jump shot. If you take diving, for example, now you start getting more toward the aesthetic. You have to be somewhat explosive when you push against the spring, but in the air, you are the dancer. You try to create a motion of float. If you take, for example, a figure skating, again, you're almost where diving is. You're getting closer to the dancing. The interesting thing that all these activities that I mentioned, whether it's a boxing or ice skating or whether it's dancing or figure skating, the principle of gravity is exactly the same.
For the first time, ARIEL applies his theories to a study of two dancers. Rebecca Bobile and Donald Bird, instructors at the California Institute of the Arts, are given a computer critique.
So it would be interesting to you to...
This part, when it shifts, there.
So from here, we'll go forward now.
Right.
Here.
Right, keep going. There.
Christine Lawson, Dean of the CalArts School of Dance, observes.
So why don't we digitize it? Okay, we'll go to his foot and ankle. And every time I touch it, information going right to the computer and stored there. So later on, I will be able to reconstruct the picture.
I see.
On the
So when
frame.
we see it on the computer, we'll see frame by frame.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Frame by frame, and then we can construct the whole movement. And later on, if you want to tell Donald what to do, he even doesn't have to be here. We'll talk to the computer and make him do whatever you want him to do.
The group sits as an audience to see the output.
Here we see both Rebecca and Donald going through the dancing wave motion.
Each dancer's center of gravity is calculated and identified by a small dot.
Now, if you could do that, then it'll be a super dance. You can see the center of gravity in front of her, and then it's still in front, and then it's right in the middle of the body.
The computer indicates a flaw in Rebecca's takeoff, and Ariel tells her how she might correct
Right
it.
away we see she's not stopping with the leg. She's keep going. If she would stop that abruptly now, it would lift her up.
Yes.
The foot, the ankle, and the knee.
A study of the dancer's center of gravity reveals an illusion.
His height of the jump is not when he's completely stretched. He's able to jump higher as he's beginning to come down, technically.
Okay, let me see if that's really what happened. Obviously, after he left the ground, he did something with his body segments that we would like to find out. Right. What is it that create this kind of illusion? Okay, he's going to a peak height.
Right.
Start extending his arms.
Right.
The legs start going up. Now I'll put it on a multiple frame, and we'll continue to do it.
I see. Oh, wow.
He starts going down by the illusion.
He starts going up, and he directs your focus up while he's going down.
Probably that's the illusion that you're staying up in the air.
They end with an electronic ballet.
If I want it a little bit slower, so you'll see it in slow motion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then you can put 5 dancers,
Yeah.
6 dancers, and see the relationship of the group to each other.
Well, for group choreography, this would work perfectly.
Ariel pronounces himself downright pleased with the experiment.
Maybe I should change my profession.
No, I should change mine. Has art been reduced to diagrams and numbers? All those years of sweating and straining. Dream shrunk to the size of a microchip.
Wait, you've missed the most important point. We're powerless without you.
Tom.
Oh, don't you understand? We computers could never replace you. We are your collaborators. We need your heart, your creativity,